I had no idea what we were getting into. I didn't understand container homes or even tiny homes, really, for that matter. From my understanding, permits weren't required because it's not a permanent structure. The actual completion of transforming the container took less than a month. Welcome to my crayon box. I'm addicted to colors, so. I just think the building possibilities are endless and relatively seamless. It's like Legos.
Will you join me? Will you roll? Make this house our tiny home.
Hi, I'm Tammy. We are in Houston, Texas. This is my tiny home. Let's go take a tour. I met my husband in 2019, and we built the container in 2020 during the mess. My apartment that I had prior to meeting him was very expensive, and as a flight attendant, a good portion of us got furloughed from the company. We were still kind of fresh into dating. His solution was come and live with me, but I didn't want to live with him. So he built this tiny house. It did function for me as a living space, but as of now, I utilize it for YouTube content and a lot of social media related things. And I have an office in here, a fully functioning bathroom. If I need to take a nap, if I need to read, watch a movie of my own, I come over here. My husband's like the baby of 8 kids, so his siblings love to stop by. And there's a lot of nieces and nephews. This is my space. No kids, no drama. The container was originally a very ugly, rusty, burnt orange type of color, or maybe burnt red. I don't know. It was ugly. And then my husband decided to paint it black, and he added the little wood accents on the outside. From my understanding, permits weren't required because it's not a permanent structure. He didn't pour foundation in order to set the container down. He set it on 3 railroad ties. His concern after he placed it there was that it could rot because they're wooden. So he added recently metal beams that are placed underneath it. He had a massive crane that lifted the container over the fence and just kind of lifted it. It raised it like this. And then they placed the beams underneath. In order to add the windows and the doors within my tiny space, my husband got a steel fabricator to come and cut. And then he created metal frames for each window, and they soldered them in. The actual completion of transforming the container took less than a month. The total cost to build out this container was $60,000. To me, it's too much. But the reason that it cost so much was for the contractors at the time to come out and do things like cutting the metal. That was a big piece of the cost. We also used a spray foam insulation. Had he done traditional insulation, it would have been slightly less. Once the whole thing was done, at least all of the cabinetry and the flooring and the walls, I was able to pick my blue ceiling, which was very important. I really wanted that. And he also gave me free rein with picking like the tiling colors as well as the tiling in the bathroom. So that part was fun. My studio apartment that I had, very colorful. It was my little colorful space. I wanted to do whatever it was that came to my heart and mind to decorate, so I livened it up. So whenever we built the container, shifted all of those things here and just added that same colorful space into my crayon box. Building out a container home is beneficial because you kind of skip over the phase of creating an external framework And you can add to it as much as you want to. We have another container on a lot that we own, and we thought about putting a piece or adding another addition to this so that we can build a little mini gym. I just think the building possibilities are endless and relatively seamless. I think it would be easy to do it. It's like Legos. So my shipping container home is 40 by 8. We didn't really do anything special other than add a roof on the top that was customized for the shipping container and add some wood accents around the windows. So if we head this way, I can show you all of our guts and glory, all of the utilities in the back of the container. The tankless water heater, and then all of the electrical. So originally we started with solar. We have a few panels on the back side here. However, I cannot tell you anything about the solar wattage and all of the things, but I think we needed more solar panels. Something wasn't powering it up enough. So I couldn't run the AC unit. It could only hold one big thing at a time. So we just switched to putting it on the grid. It was already pre-wired to do that. We just thought we were going to be eco-friendly. It just didn't work out as well as we wanted it to. So that's really all we have for the outside. Let's take a look at the inside of the container now. Welcome to my crayon box. It is full of colors. This is the living space and kitchen area. In my living space, I basically just kept it as the same as my previous apartment. So I kind of just transitioned everything from my studio into my tiny house. The only addition that's been different is my sunflowers and rays little neon light that I've added for my YouTube channel. When we first started this container project, I had no idea what we were getting into. I didn't understand container homes or even tiny homes really for that matter. But I feel as if I went crazy with the windows in here, and it kind of limited a lot of things, because had I not added as many windows, I could have put like an area for a table or at least made some short windows or something. But right now I feel like I've made the space limited by adding these windows and even the door where it's at. So I think really understanding your layout arrangement and windows and doors, all of that plays a big role in the functionality of your container. So if you come this way, you'll see my fully functioning bathroom. I have a flush toilet, pedal sink, and a full shower to the left. I love sunflowers, so that is why the sunflower is in here. Other than that, I just really needed a bathroom. The house was already set up for the plumbing to enter into the container, and so that is why I'm able to have a fully functioning bathroom. This is my tiny little kitchenette. She does not have a stove or oven, but at one point I did have an electric burner on here. I know a lot of people in the past have asked me about the cooking arrangements in here, but my husband's house was right next door. So I would do all of my cooking in his house. Now it's really just my fridge and my coffee pot and my little toaster oven, just for small morning rituals. So I think the most important thing whenever I come into my crayon box in the morning is my coffee. So having a coffee maker in my space was very, very important. A lot of the art that's in my space, some of it was done by me. Like I did the little mirror with the flowers. I added my yellow accent wall. That little piece of art was done by me, and I'm a bicycle girl. I stay on my bike, so that is why that is there. But other than that, all the colors is what comes to play mostly. I am addicted to colors, so. So right over here, I have my tiny space office. This is converted. It used to be a full bedroom. I had a queen size bed in here, removed all of that and added a day bed and a desk, and thus I have an office. I use this space primarily for editing, writing, or even if I just want to come out here and watch a movie that my husband doesn't want to watch. In me having a tiny space, I feel like I can do whatever I want to it and no one really cares because it's my little corner. The rest of our house, I've also decorated, but I've kept it very traditional. But when they come over here, they know that they've now entered into Tammy's mind.
If you like this week's episode, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check back soon because we have new unique home tours publishing all the time. And if you'd like to join our team and get access to members-only content and unique perks, make sure you click on the join button below.